Hello, my dears. Last week, I was sitting in my favorite little cafe here in Austin, sipping my morning latte and just people watching. It's one of my favorite things to do, watching the little stories of life unfold. At the table next to me sat two women, both clearly in their 70s. They looked like they could be sisters, but at the same time, they were complete opposites. One of them, let's call her Eleanor, just like my friend from Texas, looked incredibly vibrant. Her eyes sparkled, she was laughing while telling a story, and she was heartily eating her spinach and avocado omelet. She moved with an ease that filled the space around her with energy. The other woman, her friend, looked tired. Her shoulders were slumped, she slowly stirred sugar into her tea, and she struggled to take a bite of the white toast with jam that sat next to her bacon and eggs. She was complaining about her knee pain, about not sleeping well, and about the constant fog in her head. "Just getting old, Gloria," she would have said if she were sitting with me. But I looked at them and thought, it's not just about aging, it's about choices. Every day, every meal is a choice we make for or against our health. And breakfast, my dears, is the most important choice of the day, especially eggs. Eggs are a gift from nature, full of protein and vitamins. But what we eat them with can turn this gift into a silent threat to our health, especially after 60. Our bodies at this age don't forgive mistakes like they did in our youth. They remember every bite, every wrong choice, and the consequences of these choices can be irreversible. I'm Gloria King, and today I want to share with you 12 truths about breakfast. 6 of them are treacherous combinations with eggs that silently destroy our health. And the other 6 are amazing combinations that, on the contrary, can strengthen your health and even help you look younger. I promise you that the last secret, the 12th one, is the most important. It's the key to everything else. If you've ever felt tired after breakfast or wondered why you don't have enough energy to make it to lunch, stay with me. Because what you learn today could be the start of your journey to a new, radiant well-being. Let's start with the most popular and perhaps the most dangerous combination, which for decades has been considered a classic American breakfast. I'm talking about eggs with bacon or sausage. Oh, that smell of frying bacon in the morning. It seems so cozy, so homey, reminiscent of Sunday breakfasts in childhood. My friend Frank from Texas, a real cowboy to the bone, ate bacon and eggs every morning. "This is a breakfast for real men, Gloria," he would laugh when I tried to convince him to try something else. He was sure it gave him strength for the whole day. But over time, I started to notice that Frank wasn't the same. He began to complain more often about joint pain, especially in his knees. He got tired more quickly, and his blood pressure started to creep up. He would brush it off, saying it was just age. But I knew it wasn't just age. It was what was on his plate. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, ham, and salami are a silent enemy of our health after 60. These products are packed with nitrates, preservatives, a huge amount of sodium, and unhealthy fats. When we eat them, especially in combination with eggs, which themselves contain cholesterol, we create a real inflammatory firestorm in our bodies. Inflammation, my dears, is the root of most age-related diseases, from arthritis and heart disease to diabetes and even some types of cancer. Every time Frank ate his favorite bacon and eggs, he was unknowingly adding fuel to this internal fire of inflammation. His joints hurt not just from old age, they hurt from the constant assault of harmful substances. His heart was working overtime not because he was 70, but because his arteries were slowly but surely getting clogged with an excess of saturated fats and cholesterol. One day, I finally convinced Frank to try an experiment. "Just 2 weeks, Frank," I said. "Let's try replacing your bacon with avocado or a couple of tomato slices." He grumbled, said it was rabbit food, but he agreed. 2 weeks later, he called me. There was surprise in his voice. "Gloria, you won't believe this, but I've stopped waking up with knee pain." And I feel like I have more energy. It was a turning point. He didn't give up meat completely, but he replaced processed products with fresh grilled chicken or turkey. And with each month, he felt better and better. So here is my first secret. If you love eggs, keep them away from processed meat. Your breakfast should give you energy and healing, not create problems. Try combining eggs with fresh vegetables, greens, or healthy fats like avocado. Your heart, your joints, and your entire body will thank you. You deserve to start your day with lightness, not the heaviness that this familiar but treacherous plate brings. The second product that has become an integral part of our breakfast is white bread. Toasted, with a crispy crust, a drop of butter, what could be simpler and tastier? My friend Susan from Ohio loved white toast. Eggs without toast isn't a breakfast, she used to say. Every morning she ate 2 slices of white bread with her scrambled eggs. And every morning around 11 o'clock she felt the same thing, a sharp drop in energy and an overwhelming desire to eat something sweet. She called it her morning fog. Susan thought it was just a quirk of her body, that she needed a snack to last until lunch. But she didn't realize she was creating this problem herself with her breakfast. Refined white flour, from which white bread, bagels, and pastries are made, is essentially pure starch, stripped of fiber and nutrients. When it enters our body, it turns into sugar with lightning speed. This causes a sharp spike in blood glucose levels. Your pancreas frantically starts producing insulin to remove this sugar from the blood. And what happens next? An equally sharp crash. This cycle of blood sugar highs and lows is incredibly exhausting for the body, especially after 60. It leads to chronic fatigue, constant hunger, mood swings, and, most dangerously, insulin resistance, a condition that is a direct path to type 2 diabetes. Furthermore, this process, called glycation, literally accelerates the aging of our tissues. Sugar glues itself to proteins like collagen, making our skin less elastic and our joints stiffer. When I explained this to Susan, she was skeptical. But she agreed to try, replacing her white toast with a slice of whole grain bread made from sprouted grains. The difference was astonishing. She stopped feeling that morning fog. She had a stable feeling of fullness until lunch, and her craving for sweets significantly decreased. "I feel like my brain has turned back on," she told me after a week. Understand, my dears, it's not about giving up bread entirely. It's about choosing the right bread. Whole grain, rye, sprouted grain, these types of bread contain fiber that slows down the absorption of carbohydrates and prevents sharp blood sugar spikes. And even better, try replacing bread with something more nutritious. For example, a portion of quinoa, slices of sweet potato, or just add more vegetables to your eggs. When you combine the protein from eggs with fiber and complex carbohydrates, you create a breakfast that gives you stable, long-lasting energy, not a roller coaster for your blood sugar. This simple choice can change not only your morning, but also your long-term health. The third product that often accompanies our morning meal is tea, especially strong black tea. It seems harmless, right? What could be bad about a cup of tea? It's a beverage that has been valued for its health benefits for centuries. I myself love to start the day with a cup of good tea. But I was making a mistake that millions of people make. I drank it with my eggs. I didn't realize that this innocent habit was negating some of the benefits of my breakfast. The thing is, tea, especially black and green tea, contains compounds called tannins. Tannins are what give tea its astringent, slightly bitter taste. They are not harmful in themselves, but they have one peculiar property. They can bind with iron, especially the kind found in plant-based foods and, to a lesser extent, in animal products like eggs. When tannins come into contact with iron in your digestive tract, they form insoluble complexes that your body simply cannot absorb. What does this mean for us, especially for women after 60? It means that by washing down our eggs with tea, we could be losing a significant portion of the iron that our bodies so desperately need. And iron is not just some trace element. It's the foundation for producing hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout the body. When we lack iron, we feel constantly tired, weak, and dizzy. Our skin becomes pale and our hair becomes brittle. This condition is called anemia, and unfortunately, it's very common among older adults. I experienced this myself. There was a period when I felt completely worn out, with no energy, even though I thought I was eating right. My blood tests showed low levels of ferritin, the protein that stores iron in the body. My nutritionist, a wise woman, first asked me, "Gloria, do you drink tea with your meals?" It was a revelation for me. I started drinking tea not with my breakfast, but an hour or an hour and a half after it. And you know what? A couple of months later, my iron levels were back to normal and my energy returned. So here's my advice to you, my dears. Don't give up your favorite tea. Just change when you drink it. Give your body a chance to absorb all the valuable nutrients from your eggs first. Enjoy your breakfast, and then, after a little while, brew yourself a fragrant cup of tea. This small change in your habit can make a huge difference in how you feel. It will help you stay vibrant, clear-headed, and full of the life force you need to enjoy every day. The fourth combination to be wary of might surprise you because many consider it healthy. I'm talking about eggs with soy milk. My niece, who was very health conscious, switched to soy milk a few years ago, convinced it was a great alternative to cow's milk, especially for older women. She would make herself omelets and wash them down with a glass of soy milk, thinking she was getting a double benefit, protein from the eggs and the goodness of soy. But unfortunately, it's not that simple. Soy products, including soy milk and tofu, contain substances called phytates. Phytic acid can bind to minerals in the digestive tract, especially calcium, magnesium, and iron, and prevent their absorption. Eggs, as we know, are a good source of these minerals. When you eat eggs with soy milk, the phytates can reduce the number of beneficial nutrients your body is able to get. For us, women after 60, this is especially critical. Our bones need every milligram of calcium to stay strong and prevent osteoporosis. Our muscles need magnesium to avoid cramps. And iron is essential for maintaining energy. But that's not all. Soy also contains trypsin inhibitors, compounds that interfere with the enzymes that break down protein. This means that even the high-quality protein from eggs may not be fully absorbed if you drink soy milk with them. You think you're providing your muscles with building material, but in reality, a large part of it passes right through without being used. My niece couldn't understand for a long time why, despite her healthy breakfast, she often felt sluggish and her hair had become thinner. After consulting a nutritionist, she decided to separate her intake of eggs and soy products. She started drinking soy milk as a snack in the afternoon and, for breakfast, added a glass of almond milk to her eggs, which does not contain phytates. After a month, she noticed a difference: more energy, better skin, and healthier hair. So my advice is this: enjoy the benefits of soy products, but don't mix them with eggs. Allow your body to get the maximum from each food by giving it time to absorb all the valuable nutrients separately. The fifth dangerous combination is eggs and sweet fruit yogurts. I know what you're thinking. Gloria, but yogurt is healthy. Probiotics, calcium, and you're right, but only if we're talking about plain, unsweetened yogurt. Those pretty little cups with strawberry, peach, or blueberry jam at the bottom, which look so tempting in the Costco refrigerator, are a real sugar trap. My friend from Florida, Barbara, loved to start her day with an omelet and a cup of this kind of yogurt. She thought it was a balanced breakfast: protein, calcium, and a little fruit. But in reality, she was consuming a huge amount of sugar first thing in the morning. One of these small cups can contain up to 25 grams of sugar. That's more than in a donut. When you eat protein, eggs, along with that much simple sugar, you create metabolic chaos. Your body is trying to deal with the slow digestion of protein and fats from the eggs and the sudden influx of glucose from the yogurt at the same time. This leads to a sharp spike in blood sugar, followed by an equally sharp crash. The result? An hour or two later, you're hungry again, feeling tired and craving something sweet to boost your energy levels. It's a vicious cycle that leads to weight gain, especially around the belly, and increases the risk of developing diabetes. Barbara couldn't understand why she was constantly gaining weight, even though she was eating a healthy breakfast. She cut out the sweet yogurts, replacing them with plain Greek yogurt, to which she added fresh berries and a pinch of cinnamon herself. This simple change helped her stabilize her sugar levels, get rid of the constant feeling of hunger, and eventually lose the extra weight. So, my dears, if you love yogurt, choose the plain, unadulterated kind. Let it be your ally in the fight for health, not a hidden enemy. The sixth and final bad combination I want to warn you about is eggs and potatoes, especially fried potatoes. The classic American diner breakfast, eggs, bacon, and a side of hash browns. Sounds hearty and delicious, doesn't it? But for our health after 60, it's a real disaster. Potatoes, especially white ones, are a starchy vegetable that quickly converts to sugar in our bodies. And when they're fried in a lot of oil, they also become a calorie bomb, full of unhealthy fats. The combination of eggs with fried potatoes delivers a double blow to our system. First, it's a huge load on the digestive system. The fats from the eggs and oil slow down digestion, while the fast carbs from the potatoes cause a sharp spike in blood sugar. Your body just doesn't know what to tackle first, and as a result, you feel heavy, drowsy, and bloated. Second, this combination promotes chronic inflammation. Fried foods contain advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which damage our cells and accelerate aging. Combined with saturated fats, this creates the perfect conditions for the development of inflammatory processes that underlie arthritis, heart disease, and many other age-related ailments. My neighbor, an elderly gentleman named Arthur, cooked himself this exact breakfast every morning. He complained of constant heartburn and joint pain, but blamed it all on his age. On my advice, he decided to try replacing the fried potatoes with slices of avocado and steamed vegetables. A couple of weeks later, he came to thank me. The heartburn was gone, and his joints were bothering him much less. This doesn't mean you have to give up potatoes completely. If you really love them, opt for baked sweet potatoes. They contain more fiber and are digested more slowly. But fried white potatoes combined with eggs is a habit worth breaking for the sake of your health and longevity. We're halfway there, my dears. We've talked about the 6 sneaky combinations that can silently undermine our health. Processed meat that fuels inflammation, refined white bread and sugary yogurts that create sugar storms, soy milk and tea that can interfere with the absorption of vital nutrients, and finally, fried potatoes that cause heaviness and promote aging. Giving up these habits is already a huge step toward better well-being. These are the foundations that allow us to build a life filled with meaning and joy. But ahead of us are the secrets that are not about what to remove, but what to add. We will talk about 6 amazing, delicious, and incredibly beneficial combinations with eggs that will help strengthen your bones, protect your eyesight, and even improve brain function. So brew yourself another cup of tea. Just remember not to do it during your meal, and let's continue, because the most interesting part is just beginning. Now that we know what to avoid, let's talk about what will turn your egg breakfast into a true health elixir. And the first magical combination is eggs and spinach or any other leafy green like kale. I know that for many, spinach is associated with boring diet food, but believe me, it's one of the most powerful foods you can add to your diet. My friend Eleanor from Texas, who is over 70 but moves with the grace of a 30-year-old, starts every morning with a spinach omelet. She says, "Gloria, this is fuel for my eyes." And she is absolutely right. Leafy greens, especially spinach, are rich in two powerful antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin. These compounds accumulate in the retina of our eyes and act like internal sunglasses, protecting the eyes from harmful blue light and oxidative stress. With age, the risk of diseases like macular degeneration and cataracts increases significantly. Lutein and zeaxanthin help slow these processes down. And now for the interesting part. Egg yolks also contain these two antioxidants. And more importantly, the fats in the yolk help our bodies absorb the lutein and zeaxanthin from spinach several times more effectively. It's the perfect duo. In addition, spinach is a treasure trove of magnesium. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions in our body. It helps regulate blood sugar levels, supports bone health, relaxes muscles and the nervous system, preventing the cramps that so often plague older adults. Add to that vitamin K for bone health and iron for energy, and you get a true superfood. Preparing such a breakfast is as easy as can be. Just toss a handful of fresh spinach into a pan with a little olive oil, saute for a minute until it wilts, and then pour in the beaten eggs. It's simple, fast, and incredibly beneficial. The second combination I highly recommend is eggs and avocado. Oh, avocado! This creamy, buttery fruit has become a true star of healthy eating, and for good reason. It's a source of healthy monounsaturated fats, which are essential for our heart health. They help lower bad cholesterol levels and maintain the elasticity of our blood vessels. But the benefits of avocado for us, women over 60, run much deeper. Avocado is rich in potassium, an element that helps regulate blood pressure. It has even more potassium than bananas. It also contains fiber, which supports gut health and helps control blood sugar levels. And avocados are packed with vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects our cells from damage and helps keep our skin youthful and radiant. When you combine eggs with avocado, you get a breakfast that not only satisfies you, but also works for your longevity. The protein from the eggs and the healthy fats from the avocado create a perfect balance that keeps you full for hours, preventing snacking and sugar cravings. Just slice half an avocado and serve it with your fried or scrambled eggs. It's divinely delicious. The ninth combination, which has become my personal favorite, is eggs with mushrooms. I remember my grandmother making fried eggs with mushrooms for breakfast, and that aroma still takes me back to my childhood. But back then, I had no idea how beneficial it was. Mushrooms, especially varieties like shiitake, maitake, or even common button mushrooms, are a real gift for our immune system. They contain unique polysaccharides called beta-glucans, which stimulate the activity of immune cells, helping our bodies fight off infections. As we age, our immunity naturally weakens, so this kind of support is especially important. Furthermore, mushrooms are one of the few plant-based sources of vitamin B. This vitamin plays a key role in calcium absorption, which is essential for maintaining bone health and preventing osteoporosis. When you cook mushrooms in butter or olive oil along with eggs, which also contain vitamin D, you create a powerful duo for strengthening your skeleton. And mushrooms are also rich in antioxidants like selenium and ergothioneine, which protect our cells from damage and slow down the aging process. They are also a source of B vitamins, which support the health of the nervous system and help combat fatigue. Simply saute sliced mushrooms in a pan with a little oil and onion, and then add the eggs. It's not only delicious, but also incredibly beneficial for your health and longevity. The 10th beneficial combination is eggs with tomatoes. It seems so simple, doesn't it? But behind the simplicity lies a huge benefit. Tomatoes, especially when cooked, are the richest source of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that gives them their red color. Lycopene is known for its ability to protect our bodies from various diseases. It reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, protects the skin from the harmful effects of ultraviolet radiation, and, what is especially important for men, reduces the risk of prostate cancer. The most interesting thing is that lycopene is better absorbed by the body after heat treatment and in the presence of fats. The egg yolk is precisely that healthy fat that helps our body extract the maximum benefit from tomatoes. Therefore, scrambled eggs with tomatoes, or shakshuka, is not just a tasty dish, it's a real anti-aging therapy. In addition, tomatoes are rich in vitamin C, which strengthens the immune system and promotes collagen production, maintaining skin elasticity. They also contain potassium, which is important for regulating blood pressure. Try making an omelet with chopped tomatoes and herbs for breakfast, or simply serve a sunny-side-up egg with a few slices of a fresh, juicy tomato. This simple but effective combination will help you maintain health, youth, and energy for years to come. The 11th combination I want to talk about is eggs with turmeric. This bright yellow spice, the base of Indian curry, is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory agents known to man. The main active ingredient in turmeric is curcumin. It has the ability to block inflammatory processes at the molecular level, making it an indispensable aid in the fight against age-related diseases such as arthritis, heart disease, and even some types of cancer. With age, chronic inflammation becomes one of the main causes of deteriorating health, and turmeric helps to combat this. The problem is that curcumin is poorly absorbed by the body. But here, two simple ingredients come to the rescue: black pepper and fats. Black pepper contains piperine, which increases the bioavailability of curcumin by 2,000 times. And the fats contained in the egg yolk help curcumin dissolve and be better absorbed in the intestines. Thus, by adding a pinch of turmeric and black pepper to your morning omelet or scrambled eggs, you create a powerful anti-inflammatory cocktail. This will not only give your dish a beautiful golden color and an interesting taste, but will also do an invaluable service to your health. I started adding turmeric to my eggs a few years ago and noticed that my joint pain began to bother me much less often. This simple morning ritual can become your secret to longevity and well-being. And so we have reached the 12th secret, the one that, in my opinion, is the quintessence of nutritional wisdom after 60. Eggs and fermented foods. Yes, you heard me right. I'm talking about sauerkraut, kimchi, plain yogurt, or kefir. It sounds unusual for breakfast, doesn't it? But believe me, your gut will thank you immensely. With age, the health of our gut becomes the foundation of everything. It's where nutrient absorption happens, and it's where about 70% of our immune system resides. Fermented foods are a source of probiotics, beneficial bacteria that support a healthy gut microbiome. They help fight inflammation, improve digestion, and even affect our mood. When you add just a spoonful of sauerkraut to your morning omelet or serve fried eggs with a small amount of kimchi, you're not just adding a tangy flavor. You are populating your gut with an army of beneficial allies that will work for your health all day long. This is a simple but incredibly effective way to strengthen your immune system and improve your overall well-being. I know that for many this may seem too exotic, but try to start small. Add a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt to your scrambled eggs, or simply drink a small glass of kefir after breakfast. When you get your gut working properly, you will notice how your overall condition improves. More energy, less bloating, a better mood. A healthy gut is the key to healthy aging, and combining eggs with fermented products is one of the easiest and most effective ways to support it. These are the 12 lessons that life has taught me over a plate of morning eggs. They are simple truths, but to truly understand and accept them, sometimes it takes a lifetime. I hope my experience helps you come to them a little sooner. Breakfast is not just the first meal of the day. It is a ritual that starts your day, and what you put on your plate sets the tone for everything else. Choose wisely. Choose with love for yourself. Stop eating eggs with foods that age you and drain you. Instead, combine them with what gives you strength, energy, and radiance. Because you, my dears, deserve the very best, especially in your golden years. If this video resonated with you, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and share it with a friend who might need to hear this. This was Gloria King. Take care of yourselves and cherish one another. You deserve it. See you soon.